Welcome to Tech Collective. We bring to you the 10 deadliest Russian military vehicles. Before we continue, please press the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to receive regular updates from us whenever we upload a video. Number 10 is BMP-2M with Berezhok combat module. The BMP has been around for quite a while. Notwithstanding, battles in trendy hotspots show that the well-deserved BMP-2 may be with success used even nowadays. With continual upgrades, it's conceivable for these thousands of samples to increase their life till the motorized foot is furnished with newer models, just like the Kurgan. Therefore, Russian consultants came up with a comparatively cheap upgrade kit for the BMP, most noticeable with the new Berezhok combat module. It uses AN improved preparation system, AN automatic bomb launcher, and 4 Trumpet anti-tank missiles prepared for launch on the tower. Number 9 is T-15 with combat module Dagger. The T-15 may be a severe Army unit fighting vehicle on a unified tracked Armada platform, and it receives strengthened weapons. The uninhabited combat Dagger module options a 7.62mm machine gun and a 57mm gun, with a practice range of up to 9 miles and anti-tank guided missiles. The precise in-service date for the T-15 within the Army of Russia isn't nonetheless renowned. Number 8 is TOS-2, Tosochka. TOS family rocket launchers are meant to provide fireplace support to force and armor, defeating hands in offensive and defensive operations, and disabling armored vehicles and transport. The aiming, shooting, and activity of the TOS-2 are entirely automatic. A crane is mounted on the vehicle, that the system does not desire a transport and charging machine. Also, the TOS-2 decisions a system of electronic protection against high-precision weapons. The MOD same, describing the new system. The hearth of unguided rockets among the TBS-M3 thermobaric instrumentality, which accumulated energy characteristics, caused the advancing enemy's necessary damage. Unguided rockets in thermobaric and smoke-igniting instrumentality were accustomed to destroying targets, the Russian Ministry of Defense, throughout a real statement on calendar month 25. Number 7 is T-34-85. The T-34-85 model 1943 set the final look for the series, which remained principally unchanged till 1945. It had a forged turret, and device strips were later welded to the front to deal with the shot-in-tice result. This caused the shell to bounce off the inclined front and ricochet into the lower front, a part of the turret. The mantelet was 90 metric linear units, 3.54 inches thick. Inside, the military man was positioned to the left of the gun. Behind him, Sabatum, the commander, and therefore the loader to the correct. There have been 2 smaller neural structure cupolas behind the commander cupola, every perforate by 5 vision slits protected by bulletproof glass. The first version was characterized by a 2-piece hatch, whereas the 1944 version had 1 piece, a gap to the rear. There have been conjointly 2-aspect handgun ports and vision slits on top of them. On the later version, these were simplified, and therefore the vision slits were eliminated. The loader had his tiny hatch, and 2 ventilators were settled on top of the gun to extract fumes. The driver's hatch had 2 vision slits, and was his sole access purpose into the tank. The late model 1943 turret can be recognized by its virtually targeted commander cupola and enormous optical instrument. The first 1943 production version and, therefore, the 1944 model each had the commander cupola shifted backward. They differed within the form and configuration of the exhaust ventilators, and thus, the gun's more extensive gun instrumentation. The gun itself was activated through pedals and a little wheel. The rear of the barrel block can be manually or semi-automatically operated. A hydraulic buffer and 2 recuperators supported the recoil. Each gun, and therefore the DT machine guns, were activated with triggers. The gun mounting itself was straightforward to get rid of when dismounting the mantelet, providing direct maintenance. Aiming was performed with a TSCH-16 scope with a 16-degree field of reading in ×4 magnification, TSH-16, and Mk4 sights. This was still a small amount rough compared to German equivalents, however a real improvement over previous systems. 35 rounds were carried, mostly AP with some HE, principally held on the turret floor and within the turret basket. Number 6 is Su-100 in Coalition SV. Also, we've got an Su-100, change of integrity of the T-34 during a rehearse history. These machines were supported the T-34 and deployed in 1944 to combat the enemy's well-armored vehicles. After World War II, these tank destroyers were actively utilized in the armies of quite 20 countries. The combat use of the Su-100 lasted for over 50 years. Once flourishing self-propelled guns participated in the events of the warfare in the Asian nation. Within the background, next to the Su-100 area unit, a combination of two C-35 Coalition SVs, the Su's successors. Self-propelled with 152mm howitzers, there are a number of the most straightforward guns of their category, and capable of firing 10 rounds per minute at a spread of up to 50 miles. Number 5 is Typhoon Airborne with new combat module. In 2020, Typhoon VDV can bear state tests once the machine's delivery to mobile troops can begin. On the amphibious armored vehicle K4386, there's a Kamaz diesel sensible for 350 horsepower. Its hydropneumatic suspension, powerful ceramic protection, and bolstered weapons. The tower with a 30mm automatic gun and 7.62mm machine gun is controlled remotely. There's an optical maser measuring system, a channel, and a thermal imaging camera for correct aiming. Number 4 is Tu-S38 anti-aircraft. The Tu-S38 Derivasya PVO could be a new Russian self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, SPAG. It was designed as a plan or technology demonstrator. It may well be a viable replacement for a Tu-S6 Tunguska defense gun missile system adopted in the early 80s. By 2020, some units of the new system were completed. The new mobile defense system was designed to interact with low-flying craft, helicopters, UAVs, cruise missiles, air-to-surface missiles. It will even interact with single large-caliber artillery rockets. The Tu-S38 combat vehicle was designed to control as a neighborhood of a bigger system that has varied support vehicles. The Tu-S38 combat vehicle relies on a BMP-3 foot fighting vehicle chassis. It's fitted with a remotely controlled weapon station, armed with one 57mm cannon. Such a briefing is relatively uncommon for a vehicle of this category. The Tu-S38 will interact with targets traveling at the most speed of 800 km per hour. It's additionally effective against ground targets, vehicles, and foot hold-up in buildings and field fortifications. Its 57mm ammunition is way additional deadly than the 30mm rounds of the Tu-S6 Tunguska or 23mm rounds of the aging ZSU-23-4 Shilka. This defense system has passive detection and pursuit systems. It uses its thermal sight instead of radio, detection and ranging, radio location, measuring instrument, measuring system, measuring device, to detect and track air targets. It will sight A-10 Thunderbolt II ground attack craft ranges of up to 6 400, 12 300M, looking on a detection mode. Like IAI Bird Eye 400, small UAVs are detected at ranges of 700 to 4,900 meters. The hull and turret of this defense vehicle are a product of welded metal alloy armor. The front arc is created of composite armor and protects 30mm armor-piercing rounds. Comprehensive protection is against 14 5mm armor-piercing rounds. Safety is increased with AN add-on explosive reactive armor kit. This armored vehicle is additionally fitted with NBC protection and automatic fireplace suppression systems. The Tu-S38 is also fitted with smoke bomb dischargers. What is more, it will generate smoke screens by injecting fuel into the exhaust. Number 3 is BMPT Terminator. The Util Tank Support Combat Vehicle BMPT-72 is made on the chassis of the T-72 battle tank. The BMPT-72 will survive in numerous climactic zones and urban areas, and any lightweight conditions. The new variant follows the sooner BMPT tank support combat vehicle developed by Uralvagonzavod and Ural Transport Machine Building Style Bureau. The crew size of the BMPT-72 has been reduced to 3 by removing 2 bomb launching positions aboard the BMPT. The driving force sits within the forward hull center, whereas the cannoneer and commander position area unit at the rear. Number 1 is the Yars Mobile Strategic ICBM Missile System. The drills of the Strategic Missile Force have started in the Ivanovo region, the ministry said in an exact statement. Yars Road Mobile Missile Systems overcame a theoretically contaminated patch of land throughout the march. Below the exercise inventory, fictitious saboteurs used chemical agents at distant approaches to positions on the ground. Tomography, chemical, and biological protection troops allocated full medical aid to missile system hardware, as well as autonomous launchers, the ministry said. During the exercises, staff jointly detected, blocked, and eliminated saboteurs fictitious, using, above all, the new Typhoon M combat anti-sabotage vehicles, equipped with drones, the aforementioned Russian Ministry of Defense. Yars Mobile Strategic Missile System will be a modification of the Topol M missile system. Thanks for watching the video. Comment down below which part you liked the most, or click on the thumbs up button if you liked the video.